This poem is entitled ALS. From the viewpoint of a second-year medical student, and most importantly, a daughter. I spent my first year of medical school learning every muscle in the body. I traced my fingers over nerves that carry pain sensation to the tips of your toes. I carefully followed the arteries and veins that encircle the heart. I outlined the various gyri and sulci of the brain. I learned the functions of these arteries and veins, nerves and muscles, and how they work in a healthy body. I didn't know I would see the real-life ramifications of how anatomy goes awry in disease so soon. How the muscles I so carefully examined can atrophy. How the nerves I vigilantly traced and the pathways I meticulously studied, allowing coordination between the brain and voluntary movement, could decay. When I heard the neurologist speak the term dysphagia a year ago, I had no idea the beauty and coordination involved in an act as commonplace as swallowing. It was not until I visualized the muscles of mastication, personally examined the skeletal muscle of the tongue, solidified the importance in its role in propelling food to the back of the oral cavity, saw animations of how the soft palate elevates and closes the entrance to the nasopharynx, and how the pharyngeal constrictor muscles contract sequentially to squeeze food downwards, that I could appreciate the beauty of this ordinary yet extraordinary act. I was overwhelmed by the coordination of over 30 muscles, and how the inability to coordinate this act could be contained in so few letters. Now I watch with sad but interested eyes the way you barely hold your head up as your neck muscles weaken, your sternocleidomastoid and trapezius wasting, no longer able to support your head as it begins to droop to one side, your levator scapula no longer lifting, your orbicularis oris no longer allowing the showering kisses on my forehead, the branches of your facial nerve no longer enabling the beautiful smile I've grown accustomed to love. But your thenar muscles still allow for the thumbs up that has become the new signal of content. Your biceps and triceps may have atrophied, but I'll always remember the tension as I held onto them like monkey bars. Your splenius capitis may sag, yet I choose to remember how I held onto your neck like a monkey in a barrel. Your gastrocs and adductor muscles waste away, but I remember how I pretended to be a leech on your leg, and the way you scooted me across the kitchen floor. Your hypoglossal nerve no longer lets you move your tongue, but the silly faces and the nana-nana-boo-boos will always be my favorite. Your condition may cause hand weakness and difficulty manipulating small objects, however, your happiness can still be measured in the simplest of things. Like the number of buttons you're able to button on your shirt or the number of steps you make in the driveway. While your lack of movement makes your muscles stiffer, I watch your slow steps and see the determination that emanates from all you do. The way you still put one foot in front of the other every day. Your left deltoid and supraspinatus have decayed and you are no longer able to extend your left arm. I watch as you pick it up with your right and lie it carefully on the table. The complex array of muscles and nerves allowing production of speech have long since degenerated, so you write me a note with your dry erase board instead. You remind me of all the muscles required to frown, but only a few are needed to show my bright smile. You tell me that your life has been everything you could have imagined and more. The one thing that hasn't changed in size is your heart. No matter what happens to you, Daddy, I know it won't decay. And while I hope there's no physiologic hypertrophy, I know my heart swells with pride every time I'm around you. The lessons you have taught me will stay in mind forever, especially the one you have shown so bravely over the past 2 years. Because of the challenges I face, I am less than half the man I used to be on the outside, but more than twice the man on the inside. Thanks.